I'm Josh Carroll. This is Carroll Auctions, and our next live auction is Wednesday, July 29th. It's in our main auction gallery, 1722 Harris Avenue. We have an amazing selection of stuff this week, pretty incredible. I had a gentleman bring in his toy collection. He's working through it now. We have sealed in the box original Kenner mask vehicles and play sets. Some of these have never been opened. In fact, most of them haven't. So sealed vintage play sets almost never come down here. Not many of them out in the wild. It's a great collection. Along with that, we have sealed on their cards Redline Hot Wheels from the 1960s and 70s, as well as other toys and collectibles. Fonzie Migo dolls, wrestling figures. And then over here, this is kind of a fun collection. We also have vintage original Ghostbusters action figures on their cards. Unopened, nice clean cards. Good collection of this, and He-Man. Now the He-Man's the later stuff, 1989, 1991. And all of the rare figures are here. So carded He-Man, Weeble Wobbles, and more. The toys in here this week are absolutely fantastic. On top of the toys, we have a really great selection of other things, including some fantastic lots of books. This is a really interesting collection that came in. These are anthology comic book sets, and they include the EC horror comics. These were produced in the 1970s, and I think as late as like the early 80s, 81, 82, 83. These sets are in mint condition. They have all of their volumes with them, along with some other superhero books, anthologies that are really good, but really strong here. Calvin and Hobbes sealed sets, and more. Trading cards including Star Wars, role-playing games, Battlestar Galactica. It's a really fantastic collection of pop culture. It spans the whole front. If you like it, this is the week to buy it. Also, I noticed there were some video games that came in, like the blue Nintendo Clear 64 in its box with games and controllers. So plenty of pop culture in here this week. Luckily for us, we have more than pop culture for our antiques buyers. We have lots of key lots this week, and some of them include this 1920s pressed steel Keystone fire truck with its original nozzle, along with photographs and ephemera from the turn of the century. So lots of fun stuff on that. For glass this week, I have the best selection of glass I've had in here in 2 years. It includes Loetz, Steuben, and more, Carnival glass. This is some of the finest glass you're going to find in an auction for sale, and it is in wonderful condition. Not scratch and dent, all super clean. I'm really excited about this collection of glass. It is super good quality, and I can't wait for you to get in here and see it. On my front back tables, lots of flats of costume jewelry again. I've been told it's better. There was some Miriam Haskell in here as well. Flats full of vintage watches, flats full of smalls. Lots of quality up here in the front. And on the side, I'm going to have electronics. We have some wonderful pieces, including this Rega turntable. This is in super condition. It's a super high-end brand, and it looks fantastic. The display is wonderful. And a Marantz. So this Marantz is the larger one. This is the 2220. Nice condition, needs to be cleaned up, fresh out of an estate. It does power on. We did not test it otherwise. But a really great piece of Marantz, and the Rega turntable is outstanding quality. We also have speakers that match this quality in here this week as well. So if you like that kind of stuff, you want to come down. We're selling that stuff with no reserve. It is fantastic. On my toy side in the front, there is a collection of strawberry shortcake from the 1980s that includes dolls, plush, and miniatures, and accessories. Really fun batch there. Good old Mickey Mouse dolls, lots of Pyrex and vintage watches. Absolutely loaded in the front. On my art wall, several pieces by listed and well-listed artists again, and antique pieces, including framed portraits from the turn of the century and more. Watch the photographs, the art's fantastic. We're still sorting this out. I probably have another 10 totes of Kansas City Royals and Kansas City Chiefs memorabilia to get out in here. And this is some of what we've found so far. Team signed balls, live autographed Kansas City Chiefs balls, signed Chiefs helmets, signed Royals bats, and more. There's lots of ephemera in the totes that we're still getting out. All of the sports memorabilia, or the majority of it this week, is Kansas City Chiefs and Kansas City Royals, and there is a lot of it. Again, fun stuff, and I can't wait for you to see it. And one of my favorite things in here, this antique doctor's sterilizing cabinet. This one's really cool. It's had glass shelves added to it and lights to be used as a display cabinet. It looks fantastic, definitely an oddity, super nice condition, and fun as a shelf, so that's great. It's really full this week, so chaos all over the place on this side, but you can get an idea about the quality from what we've pulled out so far. Antique Victorian original art, Asian artifacts including this fantastic trunk, glass, lamps, gumball machines, sports memorabilia, and more. It is packed with quality. It is truly fantastic, and it is going to be a fun auction. We're also working through a really good collection of books that includes first editions and some early book clubs, but for better books. So if you like antique books or vintage books of quality, this is the load that we have, and it's very good. So we're looking forward to that. We'll have that in the ad on Monday. We also have an interesting piece of historical documents. These are 2 indentured servant documents, signed contracts. I've not ever seen these sold before. It's the first time I've had them in an auction. Really interesting artifacts of American history and European history. So these are in here. If you're curious about that kind of stuff, come out and have a look at them, and you can bid on these in the live auction too. And down my sides, packed with vintage toys, antiques, estate pipes again, and more. This is not a week to miss. I also have a Jim Dandy Surrey. This is a 2-seater pedal car from the 1960s. Kind of a fun piece. This one survived mostly intact. I think it's all here and in usable, what, sweetheart? I think it's mostly here and in fantastic condition. Neat pedal car from the 1960s, and it'll be in here for sale on that Wednesday night. All right, you ready? Come on, let's get down. Right. Oh, I'll get you down. There we go. All right. Finish this off, will you?
Sure, our next live auction is Wednesday, July 29th. We open the doors at 5.
There you go.
And we start promptly at 6.
Love it. We hope to see you then. Come out and say hi. Thanks for watching.